Hello students, welcome to the English class. Today we are going to discuss the lesson named as A Baker from Goa, and it is written by Lucio Rodriguez. Let us start with the lesson, and this is a pen portrait of a traditional Gaon village baker who still has an important place in his society. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. So, here the author is remembering the old memories where he is memorizing the Portuguese and their famous bread loaves. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. We still have among us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. So, Portuguese have gone now, we all know, but still the people who used to make those bread loaves are here, and they are still having all the equipments which are used to make those loaves. Those age-old time fested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnace has not been extinguished. The thud and the jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo hurdling his arrival in the morning can still be heard at some places. So, the furnaces are still there on which those loaves of breads were baked, and the thud means the sound of the bamboo which shows the arrival of the baker are can be heard still at some of the places in the city. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. These bakers are even today known as padder in Goa. So maybe the Portuguese have gone, and it's been a long time. So the father of the bakers are now dead now, but still the son are carrying the same profession right now also. Therefore, the son just keep on the tradition. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. So here author is saying that baker was our friend when we were children, and he used to come twice a day, means once in the morning and second time in the evening. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling ground, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. As I have told you, in the morning when he began to sell his loaves of bread, and the second time when he came back after selling all the loaves. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the roof? So, as shown in the picture, by hearing the thud of the bamboo, children used to wake up from their sleep to meet the baker and to greet him good morning. And here the author is saying that we don't know the reason behind that. Maybe the reason was the loaf of bread. Not at all. The loaves were brought by some Paskin and Bastin, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. So here author is sharing one more experience of his, that the loaves of the bread were being brought by the house servants, housemaids, but they just ran towards the baker to have the bread bangles which were very delicate. They choose them very carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound of his specially made bamboo staff. So sometimes when he brought the sweet bread for special occasions, and at that time the baker produces the jang jang sound by his special made bamboo staff. One hand supported by the basket on his head, and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. So in one hand the baker was having the bamboo, and in another hand he just hold the basket which was kept on the head of the baker. And when he reaches in front of the house where he has to sell the loaves of bread, then he just greet the lady of the house good morning and then place that basket on the bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or parapet and peep into the basket somehow. So the children were sent inside the house by a short strictness, by a short scolding, and the bread was handed over to the maid servants, as I have told you earlier also. But the children didn't give up. They just peep into the basket from some other sources of houses. I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we didn't even care to brush our teeth and wash our mouths properly. So author is remembering that still he can recall that those fragrance of the loaves, and those loaves were meant for the elders and the bread bangles were for the children, and children just have a craze to have those bangles that they don't even brush their teeth properly and don't wash their mouth properly. And why should we? We would not take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf off for the toothbrush. And why was it necessary at all? So, being a child, author didn't consider brushing the teeth as much important, and they just find it difficult to pluck the mango leaf for the toothbrush. And therefore, he just don't bother to brush his teeth. The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea would wash and clean up everything so nicely. After all, marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as bowl, just as party loses its charm without bread. So, here the author has said that tigers too means the brave creatures too don't brush their teeth, and then he is protecting himself by saying that hot tea washes each and everything. Okay, and then he is changing the topic and then saying that the importance of bread, and he is saying that marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread, which was been called as bowl, and the parties don't have any charm if they doesn't have the bread. Not enough can be used to show how important a baker can be for a village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. And here one more tradition is being discussed, that the lady whose daughter's engagement is there, then she has to prepare the sandwiches. Okay, so here the author is saying that bread is quite important in that village. Cakes and balinhas are must for Christmas as well as other festivals. Thus, the essence of the baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. So, here one more importance, that cakes and balinhas are quite important during the Christmas and other festivals even. So, therefore, the baker's fragrance remain lit because bakers always remain on their work. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as kabai. It was a single long frock reaching down to the knees. So, those days bakers used to wear a special dress named as kabai, and that was a frock kind of dress which reaches up to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a short and trousers which were shorter than full length ones and longer than half pants. So, author is saying that in his childhood he can remember that the bakers during that time used to wear full length means shorts which were less than full length and more than the half pant in length. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a pattern. So that identity of the bakers has become very unique. Therefore, when whosoever wears the half pant longer than the half pant which reaches up to the knees, they just get the comment that today you are looking like a pattern. The baker usually collect his bills at the end of the month. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some walls in pencil. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. So here author has explained that baking was a very profitable profession in those olden days, and bakers used to have the bills just like the milk bills, grocery bills, and they used to collect those bills in the end of the month. The baker and his family were never starved. He, his family, and his servants always looked the happy and prosperous. And as we have discussed earlier in the chapter also, that bakers always remain in their work because on every occasion, now and then, people require the bread, cake, and all. Therefore, baker and his family never starves, and he along with his servants they always counted in among the prosperous people. Their physique was an open testimony to this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So, bakers remain quite healthy and wealthy. Therefore, due to means by looking towards their physique, even one can identify that he is a baker. Therefore, today also, whenever any person looks like a jackfruit, he is being addressed as a baker. So, this is all the lesson bakers from Goa. I hope you all have understood it. So, read the lesson once more from the book. As this is all the explanation line by line, I hope you will understand while reading the book also. Thank you.